Yo, what is happening? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to another video. The Battlefield 6 biggest hater on the internet is back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from. So today, guys, a few things I want to talk about. I know I've been, having a lot of fun playing Ark Raiders. I've not even played Battlefield 6 again, so yeah, sorry for the people who come here for the gameplay, which is probably 0.01% of people. But yeah, you've obviously seen the gameplay, which I'm showing in the video before. Just before people tell me in the comment section saying, I'm sick of seeing the same gameplay. Guys, why am I going to play a game all the time, which I actively dislike now that there's actually a much better game out there in Ark Raiders? But again, I've got to make these videos because people are not making content to actually improve the game when it comes to Battlefield 6. So here is another video from the so-called biggest Battlefield 6 hater on the internet, boys and girls. So, guys, like, what the fuck is going on with the community at the moment? Like, everybody is, again, sucking DICE off, saying, oh, thanks, DICE, for changing the challenges. Thanks, DICE. Yeah, this is really the biggest problem with the game. Like, I'm like, people fucking dumb? I don't like to use the R word, guys, for retarded, but it's getting to that point where I'm here thinking, is the majority of the people who play the Battlefield game now, the majority of the Battlefield community, are they fucking retarded? Like, again, you've got Neroscinema, like, for some reason, like, I used to love Nero years ago. I really used to like his content, but he's a massive, massive shill now. Battlefield, for him, cannot do anything wrong because his whole narrative on his channel now is just that Call of Duty is bad. Anything other than Call of Duty is great because it means that Call of Duty is bad. That's kind of the content Nero does now. It's just sickening. Nero used to have a great channel, but now his rage bait he's gone full blame truth. Doesn't really give constructive feedback and criticism. He just criticizes. He doesn't say, well, what they should do and all that kind of stuff. And that's the problem. That's kind of where I try to separate myself from these type of channels. Again, not on every video, but the majority of the videos I do, I at least try to give some kind of, feedback on how we can change things, how we can make video games better. But the whole glazing of Battlefield 6 has left the player count to what you see on the screen right now, guys. The player count has gone down massively. EA saying they're listening to the community. There's a tiny amount of the community glazing this game. The majority of the community don't watch YouTube videos anymore. They don't watch Twitch anymore. And they just ultimately don't play the game, and they will not play the game again until Battlefield actually sorts out the big issues. And the big issues are core problems with the game, not fixing the fucking challenges which everybody's glazing about right now. I made a video about this a few days ago, talking about how they have lied to the community, which they caused. Well, they told us it's a communication error. Yep, that's corporate speak for just straight up fucking lying. When they released RedSec, they said that they'd done an update to fix certain things in the game, fixing the bloom. They've not done that. That if anything, they've made it worse. They said that they'd fixed visibility. They've done nothing. Nothing has changed. They are straight up lying. Everybody's giving them a pat on the back for basically just not doing anything at all. They come out and they get called out for lying, yet you get silence from content creators, and all you get, guys, is stuff like this from the shills. So the TacticalBrit, aka, DICE EA mouth puppet, feels weird seeing a Call of Duty swing around and having zero interest in it. Guess it just shows how much has changed in the shooter space in 2025. Well, I'll answer you this straight up, TacticalBrit, right? I can guarantee in 6 months' time, you will be sucking off Activision, sucking off Warzone, and you will not be playing Battlefield RedSec anymore. People, you can hold me to account to this. It's just amazing how they're just all out there, so desperate, for Call of Duty to be finished, Call of Duty to be ended. Ultimately, that tweet of him saying there's no interest in the game, well, no interest in Call of Duty. And again, I'm kind of one of the biggest Call of Duty haters. Before people who see this video for the first time just think that, yeah, I love Call of Duty and I'm a Call of Duty shill. I've my most viewed videos on my channel, for anybody who's new here, are, you know, talking shit about Call of Duty, so you can kind of fuck off with that narrative straight away. But yeah, the biggest thing is that all these shill content creators, they live in their own bubble. They're all playing Red Set, going, yeah, guys, we're having a great time. You know, 40-year-old content creators the same age of me, acting like they're fucking teenagers on the internet. So from time to time, guys, especially when I'm calling people out, I use data. I use information. Now, what you're looking at on screen right now, guys, is the trending part of Google, where you can type in whatever you want and it comes up with the data. So I've put Battlefield 6 against Call of Duty, and contrary to what TacticalBrit thinks and all his cronies saying that, oh yeah, Battlefield is amazing, Call of Duty is dead, well, actual data, guys, shows the complete opposite, that the games are very, very similar. And you could argue the fact, guys, that Battlefield has already peaked, and Call of Duty Warzone, Black Ops 7, once that game actually gets released, you're going to actually see this trend line actually increase in relation to in Black Ops 7. Now, the biggest amount of interest in that game is purely because Activision have come out and said, by default, there's going to be no skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 7 at launch. Now, that worries me twice. Two real reasons. The first of which, they said at launch, so that means subject to change, in my opinion. And I'm saying at launch means that they're probably going to change it at some point. And they also say the default matchmaking. So by them saying default means that there'll be another way how to matchmake, which will not be the default way. So therefore, then you're going to be able to get, you know, non-default SBMM lobbies if you suck at life, if you suck at video games, and if you just, you know, want your handheld through your entire life, and you're going to end up with a dead-end job. You're going to blame everybody else. The victim mentality is strong in 2025. But ultimately, guys, yeah, Battlefield, you know, it's easy how to improve Battlefield, guys. But the problem is the majority of the casual player base don't care anymore. They've stopped playing it. Hence, you know, the numbers I showed you earlier. And the noisy vocal minority are a bunch of fucking fanboys who just suck off, you know, whatever, you know, is popular, whatever their big YouTubers are saying, oh, yeah, it's great, guys, yeah, great. Again, guys, they're not they're not YouTubers, they're not Twitch streamers anymore. That day has passed. They are fucking shills, they're corporate chess pieces. They are literally called influencers, guys. And they're only playing the games to make money for themselves and to make EA, Activision, Ubisoft, whoever it is, money. And yeah, Battlefield 6 just needs to make massive changes. But nobody's saying anything because of the kind of way how YouTube and social media works. It's easy to solve the problems with Battlefield 6. You know, we need larger maps. We need closed weapons as default. And just give Battlefield its identity back instead of fucking coming out with all this bullshit saying, oh, we're going to keep the game realistic, but it's... And we want to keep it true to Battlefield 3 and 4. Yeah, you're adding fucking Halloween skins into the game. Need I say more, ladies and gentlemen? If you're new, subscribe, leave a like, yeah, and fuck Battlefield 6 and the shills.